Hi kids, today we're going to read Tallulah's Toe Shoes by Marilyn Singer. Let's start. Tallulah's Toe Shoes. Tallulah could stand like a ballerina. Tallulah could move like a ballerina too. But Tallulah knew she'd never be a ballerina until she got a pair of pink satin toe shoes. Ever since her ballet school's performance of Sleeping Beauty, that was all she could think about. Some of the older girls in the school danced on point, up on their toes in point shoes. One of them got to be the beautiful lacy fairy. She wore a glittery tutu and a tiara. Tallulah was a village girl. She wore a short brown dress and carried a hoop of fake flowers. She didn't get to dance on her toes. She got to sway. "When can I get toe shoes?" she asked her mother. "Right after the performance, when you're a little older," her mother replied. "That's not fair," Tallulah huffed silently. "The kids in tap class get their fancy shoes right away." Then, one day in class, her teacher said, "Tallulah, what excellent feet! You're going to be wonderful on point someday." "When is someday?" Tallulah asked. "When your feet are ready. When they've stopped growing," her teacher said. "But my feet are ready," Tallulah thought. After class, she stomped into the dressing room. The older girls were there, trying on their point shoes. The lacy fairy was one of them. "Well, these are wrecked," she said, studying her shoes. "Good thing I bought a new pair." With a thud, she tossed the old ones into the wastebasket. Tallulah's mouth made an O. She put her clothes on over her leotard and tights very, very slow. Soon she was the only one left in the room. She darted over to the wastebasket and started at the shoes. They didn't look wrecked. They looked splendid. "I'll show everyone just how ready I am," Tallulah told herself. "I will be the youngest dancer ever to dance on point." Snatching the shoes, she stuffed them into her bag and ran out the door. At home, she ran straight to her room. She hugged the toe shoes, then leaned over to put them on. But which was left and which was right? She couldn't tell. "Eeny, meeny, miny, moe, left, right," she decided, and slipped into the shoes. They were a little big. She took them off again and stuffed some tissues inside. "That's better," she thought. Then she crisscrossed the ribbons on her ankles, just the way real ballerinas did, and tied them in two neat bows. They looked perfect. "Releve, Tallulah," she said out loud. She rose on her toes and promptly plopped to the floor. Pulling herself up by her chair, she tried again and fell down again. She held on the doorknob and tried once more. Biting her lip, she bent her knees to get on her toes. That made it easier, but when she looked in the mirror, she did not look much like a lacy fairy. She looked more like a rat. A rat! That was what her brother Beckett had played in Sleeping Beauty as one of the evil fairy's servants. Then suddenly she remembered The lazy fairy had danced with the handsome prince. Tallulah didn't have a handsome prince, but she did have a brother, and he even took ballet. "Wow! Where did you get those?" Beckett asked when he saw her shoes. "Never mind that now. I need you to be the prince." Okay," he said. Tallulah gave him her hand and rose up on her toes. Her knees buckled. "Stand up taller," she commanded. "I'm standing as tall as I can," he replied. Tallulah sighed. "Get on the chair," she said. Beckett did. This time when he took her hand, Tallulah stayed on point. "I'm a princess and I'm dancing on my toes," she thought, but her toes were beginning to hurt. "Now I'm going to move in a circle," Tallulah said. "Hold on tight." "I'm the lazy fairy and I'm turning on my toes," Tallulah thought. But her toes hurt even worse. "Can we stop now?" Beckett asked. "This is boring." "Boring? Don't you want to be the prince someday?" "I'd rather be a rat. It was a lot more fun," Beckett said. He scurried around the room doing his ratty steps. "Or maybe a cat. Puss in Boots." "Then go away. A real ballerina doesn't need rats or cats in her room," Tallulah commanded, standing on her toes once more. Beckett shrugged and scurried out. As soon as he was gone, Tallulah sank to the floor. "Ow!" she moaned. "Ow, ow, ow!" She pulled off the shoes. Her toes were hot and red. "I can't do it. I can't dance on point," she whimpered. "I'll never be the princess or the lazy fairy. Never, ever." All week Tallulah was sad, but she didn't tell anyone why. After her next ballet class, she waited again in the dressing room till everyone had gone. She took the toe shoes out of her dance bag and looked at them with a sigh. Then she tossed them into the wastebasket. At that very moment, the lazy fairy came back into the room. She raised an eyebrow at Tallulah and walked over to the wastebasket and looked inside. "Are those my old point shoes?" Tallulah lowered her eyes. "Did you take them home?" Still not looking at the older girl, Tallulah blushed and nodded. For a moment, the lazy fairy was silent. Then she said, "Did your toes hurt when you put them on?" This time, Tallulah did look up. The girl was trying not to smile. "And did you stand like this?" She bent over just the way Tallulah had. She looked like a rat, too. A big one. "Yes," Tallulah whispered. This time the girl did smile. "I never thought I'll get my own point shoes and learn how to dance on my toes, but I did." She rose beautifully on point and did several quick little steps back and forth. Just then, Beckett stuck his head in the door. "Tallulah, come and watch. We're learning fifth position." He hurried back to class. "That's my brother," Tallulah explained. "He was the rat in Sleeping Beauty ballet. He's going to be Puss in Boots in that ballet someday." "He probably will be," said the girl. She grabbed a towel from her cubby. "And someday I'm going to be the lazy fairy," Tallulah announced. "Maybe if you're good enough and you work really hard." The girl patted her hair, which was in a bun, and waved goodbye over her shoulder. Tallulah looked down at the toe shoes in the basket. Not someday, someday definitely, she said. Then, patting her hair, which was still just a little too short to put in a bun, she leaped across the room to join her brother. The end. Thank you for watching. If you like my video, please like, share, and subscribe. Bye!